Yo, nephew, hand me that Barstool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever.
Welcome to 21st and Prime, my man Ron, Jamie Duke, sponsored by Heineken 0.0. And I tell you what, I've never tasted alcohol in my life, but this zero alcohol, 69 calories, I almost went at the other Heineken to celebrate this past weekend. That's how excited and elated I was with us being victorious over Alcorn.
What? Now dig into that a little bit. I mean, so this had to be, or let me. Okay, I'm going to ask a question first. So since the championship hasn't happened yet, could this be a success? Would be one thing. That's one thing.
Well, being 10-1 is phenomenal, and we still
I'm thinking it's phenomenal, but I know you because you got
we focus on the one that we didn't win. We still think about that, but we're not done. We have two more games. The way we think about it is two more games. We're probably the only team in the country that won nicely on a Friday. On a Saturday. And guess what we were on Sunday?
Back on that field?
Back on the field. 4:00 sharp. Back on the field. Let's fix what we didn't get right, and let's make corrections. Then let's do some conditioning. Then you guys get out of here. So we're right back on the field.
What's the vibe of the team? How are the fellas feeling? Is the focus there? Are they like enjoying? Because I saw that stadium. I mean, it's packed. Like there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of. It must be more distractions now. How's the focus stay?
Well, we do a good job of keeping that intact. 60,000, and I talk to my young men like young men, and I keep them on track and tell them about the traps and the trials and the tribulations that's outside that locker room that's waiting on them. And we're very astute with that and them understanding what life is and who, what, when, and where and how it gets down. We're very astute with that on our kids, but they're excited. They're going to be kids. They're going to have a good time. I don't mind that. But when it's time to work, we work.
Talk about, I want some rights to this if it takes off. Shiloh, your boy brings the thunder. You know, we talk about your quarterback as we always do, but he's a smart player, but he's a big hitter. He's got timing. Tell me what you see.
Shiloh's been making plays, man. Shiloh, he makes plays. I think he's had 3 interceptions in the last 3 games. He makes plays in some form or fashion. He's going to make a big hit, open field tackle, or he's going to make some plays or some plays that we need. And he came through with a big interception that changed momentum. And I'm really proud of him. I'm really proud of him.
Do the other guys on the team get jealous when Shiloh winds up on your Instagram? Because obviously he's your son. You got to put on. But
no, they know because they don't, because they know I'm very, very, very hard on Shiloh. And we went at it during the game because he got the interception, ran on top of the bench and did his thing. Then he tried to run somewhere else, and I say, man, bring your butt here. Act like you made a play in your life before. Act like you crazy, like you ain't never made a play. So I went off on him in the middle of the game.
He was trying to take a victory lap around that stadium.
God. It was ridiculous. He just kept going and going and going. I couldn't take it no more.
All I see, though, is that somebody else wants to enroll at JSU next semester. What's happening with?
First and foremost, this was not only a huge game, 60,000 there, but that was my first time, although we've talked on the phone several times, meeting Bootsy. Okay, so I was a kid at halftime because they brought him in at halftime. And, I just sat down across from him and gave him that big brother. And, man, you're talking about a young man that's very astute with life, understanding what he wants to say, what he wants to accomplish, smart as a whip, and energy level is unbelievable. And I know he said he wanted to enroll. I don't believe that whatsoever. Not whatsoever. But I think if there was a school that he would enroll at, I think it would be Jackson State.
It would be incredible if J.R. Smith can enroll and have his second act as a golfer. Why can't Boozy get his education? Why can't he come down to Jackson and be part of that 60,000 strong? When I saw that stadium filled, because that's a big stadium, and they did the pan around and every part of the top level was filled, that has to be something you take pride in, Coach. Because
let me tell you something.
Yes, he
Now that
does.
you're saying it, I went through our tunnel where our players walked out. I wheeled myself in my chair and I just sat there probably an hour before the game and looked out there as it was just filling up, and I was praying and praying and praying. And I got emotional while I was praying because I can remember the spring.
Right.
And then you understand what's going on now, and you're just thankful what has transpired from time to time. We got here in January, man. Last January, we hadn't even been here a year. So everything that's happened.
And what, 6 wins, but also 6 wins, expectation, people starting to whisper, not understanding the plan, seed time, harvest, you know, when it matters now, everybody's happy, you know. So I know there's a lot of happy people that was whispering. I ain't going to say nothing because I ain't going to rain on your plate. Let's talk about the NFL bounce, Coach. Sunday, what jumped out at you? I mean, a lot of stuff that won't happen, but what jumped out at you first, going back to the game?
Honestly, nothing. You know why? Because Sunday I was up at 10 a.m. at the hotel with my son, Shador, and I have brunch, and they ran, I think it was 13 recruit after recruit, family after family, and I sat there in one seat with my leg propped up, elevated until 10, 11, 2 o'clock. You got FAMU got invited to play in the FCS playoffs, and that hadn't happened in 20 over 20 years that an HBCU team has played in the playoffs.
Why
is that? I wonder, because the records are better, you know, the competition's the same.
But this right here.
Okay, I want you to talk into that mic too. So, okay, Coach. So I just need you to tell everybody right now, look right into the camera and tell people, under no circumstances ever in life will you ever coach the University of Florida. You have the floor now. Go ahead.
One thing I learned in my life, don't say never about nothing.
So, but this one time,
I would not say never, ever about nothing.
So
the right amount of pressure.
But this one time,
a human being is liable to do anything with the right amount of pressure.
But this one time, you could say never, ever in life. You could maybe even do the U, of course. You could take over the U, but not. No, come on, Coach.
You don't want him there, Jamie? You would take it personal if he went over there?
No, you don't. See, you don't understand. You're just, you know.
Break it down.
Well, you know, you're an Eagles fan, right?
Yeah.
So what are the chances of you ever being a Cowboy fan?
I couldn't do it.
Are you sure, though?
I couldn't do it.
That's what I'm trying to tell Coach. So Coach should be saying the same thing, because under no circumstances in life, just this one destination, just
I've learned in life to say, not to say never, ever.
Because if they drop a bag off at my door, maybe I would have to think about it.
They all got bags to drop off.
Honestly, we got to say this, and this needs to be said. It ain't about a bag, because the bag, and y'all need to hear this, the bag is not going to change my lifestyle. All it does is pad my landing. Oh, that was good.
That was good.
Let me say that again.
One more time.
The bag is not going to change my lifestyle, although it would pad my landing. My thought process, and y'all need to know this, and I'm talking to the country, not y'all. My thought process is to secure my coaches. It's not about me. It's about them having an opportunity. I don't know when it'll happen. It may happen 2-3 years from now. It may happen tomorrow. It may happen 5 years from now. I don't know when it's going to happen, but to secure my coaches so they have an opportunity to go to the next level and excel, because they have dreams too. It's not just about me. And those are my guys. Some of those guys have been with me for Kevin Mathis has been with me for over 20 years. We've been together.
Yep, K-Matt. Yep.
Yeah, Coach Hart been with me over 15 years. Jay Phil been with me, what were we, 90, 92, 91 in Atlanta when Jay Phil got
91, 92, yeah.
So those are your guys.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I want my guys to be blessed, man. I want them to prosper.
Well, so if we're not going to talk about exactly what happened on Sunday, we're a little bit past midway through this NFL season. And we all had our predictions going into the year of who were going to be our teams that will be around for this year's Super Bowl. I looked pretty good when I said the Cardinals. I also said the Browns. And the Browns, I look like an absolute idiot. The Browns
are done.
The Browns are done. Baker Mayfield, he's injured. He doesn't have Odell anymore. He's not seeing anybody. Who are your guys' picks halfway through the season? If we want to wipe the slate clean, who do you like to be there at the end of everything? Is it the Cardinals, the Rams? Who do you like?
Definitely not the Cardinals. The Rams probably going to lose again this week in Green Bay. I'm still going to – I got to ride with Tampa because I don't see anybody but Green Bay who, when it all counts, to dethrone them. I don't see anybody else that strong.
Yeah,
Cowboys have it, but they were exposed a little bit this past weekend. But I would think it would be Tampa Bay, Green Bay, then Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with you with that right there. I can't say nothing different. I got the same agita you got. Dallas just kind of made me nervous. Dallas has, to me, the better upside. To me, if that thing gets rolling and Dak is hot in that line, if Tyron Smith and then that line can get the backfield doing that balance thing.
Don't we say that every week? If the line could,
well, because he's hurt he's kind of off Nick.
Yeah, but we say that every week. If the line could,
but that's the whole key to this thing. The teams that win the game, they control the line of scrimmage.
True.
You know, the reason Tom Brady has two spots on him have to do with Strahan, Tuck, all of them dudes bringing them numbers. The reason the Cowboys got them chips was, y'all had a great offense, but them dudes on the other side, Leon Lett and all them, bringing them numbers. That's where the game is won with the pressure on the quarterback.
True that.
So you said it last week. You were talking about Tampa. The reason you kind of had concerns about Tampa, which is the same reason I got, is, and I'm saying to myself, can Tampa turn the defense on now? Because that's what I'm resigned to looking at is, can they just turn it on? Because right now it's choppy.
No love for the AFC, though, gentlemen. I feel like Kansas City's having a little bit of a resurgence while Buffalo's backsliding a little bit.
Buffalo's falling and can't get up. Kansas City, that was a big one. They're on the road back. Mahomes is getting the ball out of his hands, and I love it. Also, do not count out New England to fight.
Now,
do not count out New England. Only thing I feel about New England, I think they're going to get to where they need to go. But sooner or later, the young quarterback is going to show you that he's a young quarterback.
Yeah. Their defense looks scary, though. Matthew Judon has been having an incredible year. He has the red sleeves out there. It always pops on camera. He has been having a disruptive year for that defense. Yeah. And they play smart. They're just playing smart across the board.
We're going to wrap this up real quick. But the last thing I'll say for both of you guys is if Patriots win this thing,
they're not going to win.
Well, here's where I think they got a shot because we didn't grab anybody in the AFC. I like their defense enough. The dude, when watching Matt Jones, he reminds me, gosh, I hate to say it. I don't mean because he's Tom Brady. I'm saying, remember the no-name Tom Brady was just a dude that kept getting first downs back 15 years ago. That's the guy I'm referring to. That's what this guy is doing.
Type of character.
He ain't turning the ball over. He ain't putting the ball in harm's way.
Very accurate. He's very accurate.
So with that defense, the way they're playing, this is Belichick football, the way he's loved to play it as a defensive coach. I could see them making a move because they play defense.
I like it.
All right, Coach.
And Jamie, as we get you out of here, Jamie, we appreciate you every time. I want to give a big tip of the cap to our good friends over at Black Rifle Coffee, a veteran-owned coffee company.
Drink it every morning.
Yes, sir. Every day. Premium coffee. people who love America. Their veteran CEO and founder, Evan Haffer, spent 7 years on the ground overseas with U.S. Special Forces as a CIA contractor. He even modified his gun trucks during the invasion of Iraq so he could grind coffee anywhere. And that's why that they have a high-quality coffee bean and roast 5 days a week right in Manchester, Tennessee, right in Salt Lake City, Utah, right here in the United States. So the team of Black Rifle Coffee is continually researching and experimenting with new roasting methods and coffee origins. So if you want some, go to blackriflecoffee.com/prime and use code PRIME today to get the freshest coffee in America shipped right to you.
Always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
Bro, you know my man Young Dolph was murdered in Memphis this weekend. It kind of hit Shador really hard. It hit the whole entire team. We had a moment of silence for him, and I shared some words to the team. But when did it stop, man? When does it stop with black on black crime, with just not having a respect for someone's life, and just the anger and hostility and the hatred that because someone is successful, you're hurt and you want to attack him and kill him and murder him so he's no longer that, as if that enhances your life.
It's terrible. It's so sad to see, and I really think that it was a blessing for you and for your entire team that you got to link up with him earlier on in the season, a clip that's gone viral on every website on the internet since then. Can you tell us how the link was made? How did you wind up having him come down to Jackson, be in the locker room, sit across from your desk from you? How did that come about, and what did you guys talk about?
My son Shador established a relationship with Young Dolph, I think a couple years ago. And over the summer last year, he came to the house to shoot a video. He also directs his videos and everything, and had Shador in his video. And had a part where Shador and I was talking and was watching game film in this video too. He's very creative. And we just talked about some real personal stuff, some real faith-oriented things, and just some real deep stuff. And I knew right then, first of all, he's very intelligent, very intuitive, very caring, very giving. And he's, to my assessment, this is a good dude, man. He's a good dude. He's a rapper. He's a good dude. And Shador's relationship, they always stay in contact, and Dolph wanted to come to the game, and he came, and, you know, when he came in the locker room, well, shoot, it was over. You know, we're going to play music anyway, and they bump his music all the time anyway. So it was an easy fit. It was a easy transition, especially to get him off the field into the locker room to make sure he was safe to do his thing. And just to know that he had just touched us a couple weeks prior, and he's gone now. That's tremendous. But Shador and his game shoes were a tribute to him. I hope we could get those and put them on the screen so everybody could see. So he had a picture. They do a new pair of shoes for him every week, and they had a picture of Young Dolph on the shoes.
It was really a testament to how much everybody messed with him. In the video, everybody knew every single word. Aubrey Miller's right there in the front saying everybody knew every single words to his song. It wasn't the fact that he was a celebrity, but it was like what he was saying actually spoke to these kids. And I see a lot of the sentiment coming up online afterwards saying, like, man, it's tough. You can't really go back to your own city once you get money. But then another friend of mine online, Hollow to Don, he's a battle rapper, and he said, I don't know about that sentiment because what, am I banned from my own city once I make it on? So, Coach, what's the best way for young men to navigate that?
I just was in the car listening to Lil Bootsy in an interview talk about why he moved out of his hometown and why this rapper moved out of their hometowns because of the hatred, the jealousy. Like, you go to kindergarten with this kid, or you go to middle school with this kid right here, and he goes this way, you go that way, and he's mad because you made it and he didn't. And that's tension right there. And sometimes Bootsy was talking about how the local police treated him because he was the first one to actually win a case, I guess, against them in his city. And they didn't like that. So getting pulled over, getting harassed all the time. And he said, I didn't know if it was the streets or the police that's going to kill me. So I got to get up out of here. So It's not like he ran, but he relocated. But he did say everybody he knew that was prominent moved from their hometown. I moved from my hometown, simply because I grew and matured, and it was no reason for me to go back because my mom came with me as well. But you felt that. You felt that everyone went with you, everyone went riding with you, everyone went happy for your success. And I don't know too many athletes or celebrities that live in their hometown.
And that's what they have to do, I guess, for self-preservation, not only because there might be, people who have their eye out for them, but there's probably also people who have their hand out, or people who are saying, let's go party, let's go have this good time, let's go enjoy ourselves.
That's right. It's not easy, man. It's not easy to navigate through that because, you have a sense of loyalty that you want to be there for people, but then in reality, you're like, hey, man, I can't put myself in this compromising situation. And it's tough to navigate. That's the tough road to navigate.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough to navigate, and our thoughts go out to them. Before we get into this next segment, let's talk a little bit about Chevy Silverado, the strongest and most advanced Silverado ever. Football season's in full swing, and that means that it's time to tailgate. Whether you're one of those 60,000 people who are coming out and watching Jackson State play live, filling up that stadium, there has to be some tailgating going on in the parking lot. Everybody has to be enjoying themselves a little bit, and I hope a couple of them are pulling up in that Chevy Silverado, the multi-flex tailgate, 6 convenient configurations. They will give you a step up on your tailgating game. It's an easy access configuration. The inner tailgate folds down. They got about 6 different ways that you can make your tailgate that much more spectacular, and that's all presented by and because of the Chevy Silverado, modern and advanced with a ton of grit, a partner in getting things done. Silverado, as strong and dependable as the people who drive them. Coach, I was watching the UCLA game the other night. I saw their quarterback Dorian Thompson run into the stands, or he ran into the end zone after he scored a touchdown, and somebody threw him a hat. And as soon as he got that hat, he signed the brim of it and gave it back to them. And right away, those refs threw a flag on him. Is this kid's fault? Are we going too hard on some of these kids for being able to just celebrate a little bit? I know you said that Shiloh was about to do a full lap around the stadium and climb to the very top of the whole Coliseum up there. Are we doing too much to make sure that nobody has any fun, or where's the line? Where can we draw?
Well, we want them to have fun, but there has to be a line. There has to be parameters. I would agree with the officials on that one. You can't do that. So if the next guy throw you a football, now you're gonna sign a football and you're gonna get the Sharpie. It takes time. It takes time because now you're trying to get the extra point team on the field, but you're taking time. So I understand the officials on that one. You can't start letting stuff like that go. I love it. I love the sentiment of it, but you can't let that one go.
Yeah, the same thing happened in the Eagles game. Somebody threw Jalen Hurts a jersey. They wanted him to sign it. The fans, it's almost like the players have to do something to satisfy these fans. The fans are begging for so much, but at the same time, if they're going to be hurting the team by asking for an autograph in the middle of the game, maybe not the best call on their part.
That's not time for autograph. That's not time for any of that.
Yeah, it's the wrong time for it.
Yeah, it's not time for none of that nonsense.
And speaking of, I wanted to get your thoughts on Antonio Brown, talented player, but he came under a little bit of fire this past week. I'm not a lot of fire. Yeah, a lot of fire.
When I heard the story, the first thing I said?
What'd you say?
The chef is gonna say he didn't get paid because that's the only reason he would do that. Who would sell your guy out that you've been cooking for? Especially cooking for somebody means you really trust them because there's food and you putting your hands on somebody's food and preparing it for them. So that means you really trust them. But that's why you got to be careful, man, of your surroundings. This is a chef that said he falsified the COVID card.
Right.
And that how can you prove that? I don't even know how can you prove it?
Yeah, I really don't know how you could prove it. But I think that there's a bigger population than people realize, to keep it real, who are falsifying their vaccination cards.
Why do you do that? Why are you falsifying a card, man? It's just I'm not with somebody making you get a shot or forcing you to get a shot, but I am with hey man, if we on a team and we trying to do something, and 100% of the team, or 99.9% of the team has done it, why wouldn't I do it? When Tampa Bay was one of the first teams that claimed that they had 100% vaccination, not only in the team but in the building.
Yeah, that is interesting. So, what's your best advice to him? Just don't fake it. Just don't lie.
No, the best advice is to be careful who's around you in your environment.
Yeah, because I mean, the chef. Not only is the chef cooking for him, he's putting his hands on the food, but you're an athlete. You need to make sure that you're getting the right fuel. You need to trust that this person's putting what's right in your body, that they're not going to give you some kind of food poisoning or something like that, that you're going to be able to progress forward. So, you can't break that trust. You got to keep on pushing forward, just like we trust our listeners every single week here on 21st and Prime. So, Coach, I appreciate you being here. Appreciate being able to yak with you a little bit, and we'll catch these folks later on in the week.
Awesome.
You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline.